Alright, so I thought I'd come out today and set up the hammock. I'm actually going to sleep in it tonight. I'm supposed to get down to 50, so it should be a pretty good test of how my system's going to work. I know it'll probably get a little colder on the trail next year, but it'll be a good indication of how everything's going to work out. But I decided to come out and cook some breakfast like I would on the trail. So let's go down underneath the hammock. So as you can see, I have my cook set up here. I have my butt pad, so I have some place to sit. I'm going to use my wood burning stove that I have. I can't remember what kind it is, but I'm going to use it for a windscreen because I don't have a windscreen yet. I'm just going to make a windscreen, but that's what I'll use for now. Got my spork, oatmeal in a Ziploc freezer bag. That's what I'm going to do most of my cooking in, I think, unless I find it just doesn't work out. But that's what I'm going to cook in this morning. Still trying out a couple different stove setups. This one's like a little knockoff Trangia stove that I have, so I'm going to give that a shot this morning. And then here's the pot stand for it that I picked up. So maybe if I can get it out of the pot. Just a little pot stand, and I'll put that all together. And then of course my cook pot and a flint and a ferro rod inside. So I'm going to get things set up. I'm going to try to set the camera up on the tripod and see if I can make that work. But I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, well, I'm back. I just had to go get water for the pot. But anyway, alright, this is a little Trangia knockoff stove I got. It's an Outad. I think it was like $14 on Amazon. I'm still messing around with stoves. What I'm going to use, but I'm going to be using heat in it, the gas line antifreeze. Here I have the little pot stand, just a little titanium pot stand. I'm trying to watch my phone, make sure y'all can see that, and it just goes together like so, makes a little cross, and then it sets down inside the stove. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to light the stove. I will have a lighter with me, but I just like using the ferro rod just because it's more reliable. And just like that, it's lit. You gotta let it prime up a little bit. So it'll start coming out the actual little holes around the stove. I just have 2 packs of Quaker instant oatmeal in a Ziploc freezer bag. That's what I'm going to be using to cook most of my hot meals, or most all of my hot meals really. Just because I think it's going to be easier, less weight, and I don't need quite as big a pot. If I'm just going to use my pot to boil water and drink coffee, I can stick with a small titanium pot versus a big one. But as you can see, I'm sitting under the tarp. This is going to be good if it's raining out, or if it's not good out. I'll probably be doing most of my cooking if it's not raining at the shelter on the table or such, or something. But for right now, it's not raining right now, but it is supposed to rain later, so I'm hoping it rains tonight. I'm going to go ahead and sit the pot on top of the stove. It usually takes about 7 minutes to boil 2 cups of water. I have about 12 ounces of water in there for the oatmeal. So I will go for now. I'm not going to sit here and have you guys watch water boil, but there it is. That is actually a pretty good little windscreen, but it's too heavy to take with me. I'm just going to make one out of like a turkey, like an aluminum turkey pan or something. Get one for cheap for a couple bucks and just cut it up and make a windscreen that I can bend around and adjust and all that. But that's going to work good for right now. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the water to boil, and then I'll bring y'all back. Alright, I'm almost at a boil here. I'll go ahead and show you, see if you can see it. Starting to get little bubbles down there. You don't really have to, for the oatmeal, you don't really have to bring it to a rolling boil. That's probably hot enough right there. I mean, I could bring it to a rolling boil, but then it would be longer before I could eat. So All I'm going to do is take and pour the water into, always make sure you have some kind of cloth or something. I'm going to bring this with me on the trail, so there's no washcloth, just to use for different things. Make sure you have something to grab the handles with, because the handles are going to be hot. I'm also going to have a buff with me that I could use for that too, but I think it's just as easy to use a washcloth, although it's probably going to catch on fire at some point. But yeah, just pour the hot water into the oatmeal, set it aside, stir it up. Now I'm not very good with math, so I might have used a little bit too much water for this, and it looks like I probably did. So I'm going to have oatmeal soup, but what I'm going to do is just go ahead and close it up, let it cook up for a little bit. And that's the one thing, the good thing about the freezer bags is you can just leave them like that and let them cook. Just let them cook up, and you can do your ramen in there, your noodles. I also have a silver pouch, I think you've seen in other videos, that I made out of a windshield protector that is going to give me the opportunity to, not give me the opportunity, but it's gonna, I can put the Ziploc freezer bag in there so it'll hold the heat better. Now to put the stove out, you just take the lid here. This is actually a simmer ring, which I'm not going to be able to use with my current setup, but it's just a simmer ring. But you can take this and just lay it over the top, and it puts your stove out. And you can save your fuel. You can store your fuel inside. It has another lid with a rubber gasket, so you can actually keep the fuel right inside the stove. And that way you don't have to keep it up. I'm going to actually carry a heat bottle. I was going to try to find some little bottles to put the heat in, but I really don't see the point in that, because the heat bottle is a perfect storage container. You got enough fuel for a few days, and I think that's all I'm going to do is just use the heat bottle itself. And I did put way too much water in my oatmeal, so yeah, so it's going to be oatmeal soup, but we're going to eat it anyway, because I would eat it on the trail. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. This is how I'll be cooking most of my meals, and I can set up right underneath the hammock and be comfortable, and not have to worry about getting rained on, or if it's too sunny out, I don't have to worry about the sun getting to me. But yeah, so I might do a little video later tonight. I don't have the under quilt or my top quilt in the hammock right now, because I might actually use it later to take a nap in, and I'm not going to need that during the day. But I might try to do a video later once I get the under quilt and get my top quilt and my pillow in there, and we'll go from there. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for following my channel. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, please head over and subscribe on YouTube. Like the video, and share with your friends. If you have any friends that are into hiking or into outdoorsy type stuff and would like to follow along, you think they might enjoy it, just let me know. Or have them subscribe, share the page around. I'd like to, you know, help out as many people as I can while I'm going through this journey. So other than that, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. All right, another nice thing about the hammock is I can I have a spot to sit and eat, so I can enjoy my oatmeal. I haven't quite got this mastered yet as far as eating out of the Ziploc bag. I don't know, it might turn into more of a pain than it's worth. But anyway, got a nice spot to sit. Another good thing I like about the hammock setup is if I want to take a siesta in the middle of the afternoon, I can just set the hammock up in 5 minutes, find 2 trees, set it up, take a little nap. With the tarp set up, if it's raining or if a rainstorm suddenly hits, I can set the tarp up real quick and have a spot to hang out under where it's dry, and anybody that's hiking with me can hang out and we can just stay dry. So anywho, that's it. Grumpy Gramps is gonna enjoy his oatmeal. I like how I talk about myself in the third person. But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the oatmeal, and we'll talk to y'all later. Till next time.